Hello everyone and welcome back to another Train Sim World 3 video. You join us from a very drizzly Middlesbrough and we're going to be on one of the shuttle services over to Darlington. So let's hop into the cab. We're basically ready to go already, but we do need to get this set up first. I suppose we probably could do this on the move. No, Darlington. Is it just Darlington? Yes. We'll quickly change to the back cab using Control Plus. We don't really need to get this one set, but we'll do it anyway. And that goes like that, that goes like that, and that goes on. Need to be quick because we are losing time. That goes on. AWS. It's been a while since I've driven this. Yes, you go like that. You go like that. Get the doors shut. Instrument lights on. I think we probably can now set off. Let's do that as well. Hopefully I'm going to be able to drive it. It's been so long since I was last in this train. And we'll get the wipers on as well. Which the wipers aren't too bad on this train. We go out of Middlesbrough. Let's get that up. Actually, while we're getting that, I'm forgetting the speeds. No, you don't get that up just yet. I think it's 16 miles an hour. And we can then get that up. There we go. Out we go. Out of Middlesbrough. We'll keep the lights off. I mean, it's BR. Would they have turned it on? And it will be Thornaby next. That's our next station stop. Let's get that. I think it's not still 25, is it? No, I think it's 45. Oh, that's a limit. No, okay, still is 25. It's been just forever since I've been on this route. In fact, the last time we were on this route was I'm having a look. Tees Valley. Let's have a look. Last time was a long time ago. It was December the 3rd, 2022. I can remember it really well as well, which is weird. Even though it was ages ago, I can remember it really well. There we go. Let's gain a little bit more speed. So we got Thornaby, Eagles Cliff, Allen's West, Dinsdale, and then Darlington. It's about half an hour the run. Doesn't feel that long, but it is. So we'll stick at this speed for now. And I thought we'd do a little bit of Drizzle as well. So the video probably will be called Darlington Drizzle. Very creative. There we go. And if you're not familiar with this route, this runs between Darlington and Saltburn. And it's set, I think this one's set in 1989. So when Britain was a lot more industrial than what it is today, although it was in obviously decline, as you can sort of see from this route. There's lots of just places which have just been left to rot basically. So this is sort of the downfall of the British industrial sort of era. Because nowadays most things are, I suppose, produced abroad. From the likes of, I'm sure we've all seen it, made in China. So that's where a lot of sort of, like, it all happens now. And just overseas. Let's whack that up a bit more. Yes, it's quite a shadow of its former Tees yard here on the right. Oh, you'll see it a bit better in a second. But you can sort of see tracks ripped up and sort of left. Yeah, sort of just tons of sort of wheels there, just left. Track bit or sleepers. It's just a complete shadow of its former self. And lots of abandoned buildings as well, which we'll come across. And quite a lot of these places up north haven't recovered. I mean, Wales, well, I know Wales isn't up north, but a lot of sort of the sort of Welsh valleys, which relied on coal as a sort of, I suppose, industrial, or that was sort of their main, employment economy was coal. Now that's gone, they've just, I suppose, been left. And same for these places. So the whole town was employed, and the main sort of, I suppose, town economy was industry. And now that's overseas. These places are then, I suppose, been in decline. I don't know if anyone from Middlesbrough or Thornaby watching. How have you seen things change over the past 30 years or so? Right, let's start slowing that down. I think it does slow down actually a little bit. Let's put that down to 1. The last time I drove this train I was like a pro at it, so hopefully we're still a pro at it. There's the 35. Let's take that off a little bit. I'm just looking at the brake gauge just there. That's what I'm looking at. Because we want to sort of get it in a nice amount where it can sort of bring itself to a nice gentle stop. There's no stop marker either, so it doesn't really matter where we stop. Really, I suppose, sort of middle of the platform, where the entrance is there, from the car park. That's probably a good place to aim for. There you go. I love lap brakes. Lap brakes are like the best brakes. They're quite daunting at first, but once you get used to them, they are incredibly easy. You're probably like, Joe, the 101 is not easy. But I have to tell you, it is. Once you get used to it, the brakes on it are just amazing. It's a very nice train to drive. There's Eagles Cliff next. There you go, door shut. Brakes off, and off we go. Goodbye, people of Thornaby. We're off. Whack it into. Oh, whoa, we don't want to do neutral. That won't be any good. Into number 2. On this here very wet and dreary day here in the north. Get a nice screenshot as well if we can. Let's quickly turn off motion blur. Feels weird with motion blur off. Doesn't feel right. Feels wrong. Get it back on. There we go. It's a bit weird because when I'm playing on the PC version, which is rare, I'll play with motion blur off. But console, I'll have it on, but I can't not change it on console. Can't. And up to 45. Go up, I think it goes up even more. Is it 55? Get that into the 4th gear. And the gears are second nature once you've driven this a long old time. I suppose it's like a car, isn't it? You know, if you've driven a Ford for a long old time and then you change to a Vauxhall, you sort of you've got to have a little bit of time just to get used to the gears and sort of the speeds you change it at. But yeah, I think from first to second it's about 16 miles per hour on this, and then second to third I think it's 26, 27, and then second to third to fourth is about 36, 37 miles an hour I think. Along we go. It's not too far, then down to Eagles Cliff, which is where we have a junction. It's going very quick. It's only been like 11 minutes, but it feels like we're like basically there already. I mean, we're not. It said half an hour, but it already feels like we're almost there. You can see where we are. We are there, and we've come from Middlesbrough, which is there. So distance-wise, we are actually almost halfway already. We'll race down this bit. I think this line is the one up to. Well, I think if you're going the other way, it takes you up to Sunderland, and if you're going this way, I suppose this would probably take you down towards York. Almost like Eagles Cliff. Oh no, let's not put them all. Do we have the brakes on? I'm pretty sure we had the brakes on for. No, did we? No, I don't think we did. No, well, we'll just get it into lapped for now, which is sort of the middle position. You're not braking nor releasing, and then start applying a little bit of pressure. Put it back to lapped. It sort of keeps it at that pressure. And into probably the widest island platform you'll see. Into Eagles Cliff. Put it back into lapped. So it keeps it at that pressure. See that gauge, basically with the webcam, is that's the one you want to be looking at. If I sort of move that up, there you go. A little bit more pressure, lap it again. I'm going to actually take some pressure off. There you go, lap it again. That should bring us, maybe release it just a tiny bit more actually. Just fully released for now. Roll forward. And start putting a bit more on now. Lap that. Should come to a relatively nice stop. A little bit more. Don't really want to go past the signal. And Eagles Cliff. See, it's easy. I know I said, you're probably wondering, you're probably thinking to yourself, it's not easy. Which, fair enough, it is, I suppose, quite challenging to begin with. Off goes that unit. Get the door shut, and it's Allen's West next. Or Allen's. Allen's West? Allen's West? It's Allen's stop. Let's go. Oh, I wonder if we're stopping at Teesside Airport. I didn't check that. Yeah, that's a another stop along here. Yeah, Teesside Airport. Which, if you have heard of that station, you've only heard of it from I think Jeff Marshall did a video on Teesside Airport. I think it gets like one train a week or something mad like that. That was a 31 there. One of the best loco DLCs you can actually buy. It's a very good quality locomotive, the 31. Beautiful sounding as well. With the cement wagons. Can't remember what the specific technical name is for those. But yeah, I think they do carry cement. Speed that up. Coming up to 26 miles an hour, basically. So then whack it into third gear. Not that there's really much point, as we are coming into Allen's West just there. Very, very close. Probably probably one of the shortest gaps between stations. Well, actually, no. Take that back. Newhaven Town, Newhaven Harbour. But one of the other shorter gaps between stations on a Train Sim World route. I've got a fair amount of pressure here. Slowly sort of release it as we come to a stop. Just try and get a gentle-ish stop. There we go, Allen's West. Or Allen's West, however you want to say it. A couple of screenshots as well. Let's have a look. Okay, no, we're not stopping at Teesside Airport. Which is probably not the airport stop you're expecting. It's not like a Gatwick, it's not like a Heathrow Airport, it's not like Newark Liberty International Airport. It's just, well, you'll see it. It's a very, very boring, small, dilapidated airport station. Although we can speed quite fast through us, that's a good thing. That's the third gear. But yeah, seeing that 31, it makes me want to do a bit of freight on this route. So yeah, maybe expect a freight video at some point on here. Because this route is, I'd say this route's probably more freight orientated than passenger. You do get a fair few passenger services. It's probably about half and half actually. But just sort of, yeah, the Teesside industrial powerhouse, Redcar. It's yeah, I'd say it's more of a freight route. Well, no, it's a mixed route, but I'd say freight is probably the more enjoyable thing to do on this route. Well, I suppose it's all really down to personal opinion. Oh, this is a cool level crossing. I think it's this one. Ready? Wait for it. Look at that. That rolls across. It's a cool one. Right, back into the front. We're in fourth gear. So we'll let it speed up to 60. Now we get quite a nice straight in a second as well. Some nice countryside on this route, as well as massive factories and plumes of smoke. And yeah, this section here is a very, very much a contrast to the Redcar area, or Middlesbrough Redcar area. There you go, we're at 60, so we'll cut that off and we'll just coast it now. I think it comes down to 30 miles per hour or 35 just before Dinsdale. But we'll see it way beforehand though. I think it's round this corner and it's sort of straight through Teesside Airport, or Teesside Airport. Yeah, it's not a big grand airport station. Yeah, nice to be back in the 101 though. Another sort of old train. No, this one from the 50s. I think, yeah, 50s this one. Slam door, diesel. Here it is, yeah. you can see, there's not really much to it. And then you've got quite a bit of a walk as well to the actual airport terminal. I've got like a light aircraft though flying around. Lovely. Although I think that from Teesside Airport you can actually fly to a couple of destinations. I think Amsterdam's one of the destinations. And somewhere in France, I think, or possibly a regional flight. But I don't think it gets much. It's not too far until the speed drops. As we approach Dinsdale. It's like the most northern sounding place, Dinsdale. Where do you live? I live in Dinsdale. It's like the place on Peak Forest, another really sort of northern sounding place. I think it's oh, what is it? Darlington. Was it 30? That looks like a 30. Oh no, that's a 20. Oh, what's that one there then? That's a 30. I'm going to pop that down to second gear. And we come off this corner, we turn to the left, then turn to the right, and then it's into Dinsdale. As you've got a freight yard, which is in there. Quite a large one as well. I want to see if that's still there in real life. I'd love to see if some of these places are here in real life, because quite a lot of them aren't. They're not there anymore. Let's have a look at Dinsdale. I'm on trusty Google Maps. I've got to find it. Middlesbrough. Where is Middlesbrough? There's Middlesbrough. Dinsdale. Dinsdale is Eagles Cliff. That's Dinsdale. And it is, surprise, surprise, it's not there anymore. Looks like it's now a new housing estate. Well, not a new housing estate, probably built in the 90s. Well, it looks like there is some sort of railway trail though. Here we are. So we want to sort of stop. Wow, basically just as soon as the train's in, as the entrance is a bit further back. That'll do. We should be in. Yeah, there we go. Dinsdale. Yeah, so some sort of railway trail there. Which seems to take you... I didn't even realise that went off that way. But it seems, by the looks of things from Google Maps, this bit of track here actually did continue on. Maybe that was maybe that was the beaching cuts. But it seemed this bit carried on and sort of joined up here. So sort of another way into Darlington. Sorry mate, you missed it. And it's Darlington next. I'm having a look again. Yes, okay, it come off of that bit back there, and yeah, it did sort of went up through Middleton, St George, which is Dinsdale, but went up north. Seems to be built the B6279 seems to be built on the old railway. And yeah, I assume it would then curl round and into Darlington. Which I suppose maybe is what the southbound services, maybe ones towards York, maybe they used to go that way instead, so they could sort of swing round instead of sort of going in, then changing in and going back. Well, that's cool to know. There's also another railway yard as well. There's one there. I wonder if that's still there. Place your bets. I reckon it's not. It won't be. There's no chance. There's a place in Darlington called Eastbourne. Let's see. Is that still there? No, it's gone. Whereabouts even is that? Oh, hang on. Oh. No, it has gone. Yeah. You can quite visibly see sort of the mark, the scar of the railway on the on Google Maps on satellite view. And it goes in. It does actually go into some sort of quite a big looking yard, which actually looks like it should be some sort of railway yard, but it's not. Let's get that into third gear. But one of the sort of more impressive changes to see, was it really impressive, is if you've got Spirit of Steam, try and find Speak Junction Railway Yard or Speak Railway Yard on Google Maps. It just doesn't really exist anymore. I think there's about 2 or 3 tracks and that's it, as opposed to just a mental amount. Same with Edge Hill as well. Just gone. So not too far to Darlington. It's been about 27 minutes here. I did say about 30 minutes. And it comes down, does it 20? I think it's 20. It's quite slow. I think it might be 35 first, then down to 20. Which will probably be coming up probably quite soon. There's the, well, now abandoned yard or spur of track off to the yard. Although I wonder if that bit of track, the crossover, actually does remain. It does. Yeah, the crossover still does remain. Oh, hang on, does it? It's quite blurry, the image. It might not, but you can sort of work out where it is. Right, Google Maps over. Let's put that down. But no, that's something for you guys to do. After you've watched this video, go onto Google Maps, go into satellite view, and I challenge you to try and find an abandoned railway line. One you don't know about. I know, go to anywhere in the UK which you're not familiar with and try and find an abandoned railway line. I can tell you, within about a minute or so, you probably would have found one. There's just absolutely tons. Now, feel free to ping me on the Discord server and screenshot what you found. It's always interesting to sort of find out about old lines. Just, I suppose, an easier thing. Just think of train sim world routes. And then go to where those train sim world routes are. You'll probably find something abandoned. I know for Birmingham Cross City, the line actually did used to go past Redditch, down quite a way down actually. So that train which just passed us, I think that was the other Middlesbrough train. I think that was a 2-coach one, wasn't it? Yeah, so that's the other one back to Middlesbrough. So we're joining on the East Coast Mainline. We actually do have a speed limit of 125 miles per hour momentarily. There you go, East Coast Mainline. It's quite sort of a, well, not a weird station, Darlington, but it's almost like this is like a motorway and Darlington sort of a service station, sort of tucked off to one side of the main passageway. Yeah, it's sort of just tucked off to the side. Whereas I suppose most sort of big mainline stations would literally just be, well, to the right as well. Just, yeah, it feels like a sort of a little lay-by or a little service station just to the one side of it. Get down to first gear. Well, let's try not to hit the buffers. That wouldn't be a good way to end it. Yeah, for a summertime rain run on the Tees Valley. But yeah, let's try not to hit the buffers. That will do. Cool. Well, that is going to be it from me, everyone. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed the video. Links can be found in the usual places: Discord, PayPal, merch store. Apart from that, thanks all for coming in, and hopefully we'll see you next time. See you all. Take care. Bye, guys.